One of the most interesting and potentially most useful features of GraphPad is the interaction between the drawing and tables. And so in this example, I'm going to just add a table, and now I can show how I could quickly create a relatively complicated area to estimate. And of course, we would want to add our dimensions and have this precise, but you can see this is a little on the complicated size. And now if, for example, I wanted to calculate the area, if I look at my patterns, I have a particular pattern which is defined as 4-inch thick concrete at a unit cost of $5 per square foot. Now if I apply that pattern to this area fill, and I do the fill, not only am I calculating that area, but I'm adding that information to a table. And so, for example, we have a line in there, 4-inch concrete at a unit price of $5 per square foot. We have the square footage has been added. It's multiplied across to give us a total cost. We then multiply by sales tax and get a total proposal cost at the end. So that's been a very nice feature, and I think that that's very useful to the users. For the most of the life of GraphPad, I've provided a couple of tables that provide these type of calculations, but ideally I would like to give that capability to the end user community, and they could define their own tables and their own calculations. And I have started that process. If we go into tables and we select a table, for example, and hit edit, we can see the font that it's being currently used, the title, etc. We have the columns that I've defined, and so with these columns they have the field name, which can then be used in calculations. In this case, we'll look at the field name of price. If we go back and we look at the calculations themselves, we see that price times the quantity gives us a line total. Gives us a total for that particular line, and then we can take that, we can summarize each one of those lines to give a total form total, and then multiply that form total times our tax rate. So that's generally how that works. However, that's not really very intuitive. And ideally what I'd like to be able to do is, in addition to being able to define a table, also be able to modify an existing table. So if we go into points mode and we select this particular table, we can bring up a form. If we had multiple lines in the table, we could actually reorder those within the table. Even though the table's been created from the library, we could actually go and edit. For example, I'll demonstrate that if we hit the edit columns and we go back over here into text mode, we can now actually change the column headers. We could also, in a similar fashion, change the summary or the name of the table. We can actually change the column widths in a touch-friendly manner. And ideally, we'd be able to make all of our changes through that form, and then much like other objects that we create in the library, we would just select the item that we wanted to and go into create object, or create, in this case, table, and it would add that updated table to the library. Those are features I'm currently working on and think would be a great benefit. What I'd really like to do is find out exactly how this would work for the end user community, and if they have any suggestions or thoughts. So if you think this feature is something you'd like to see in GraphPad, please reach out to me through my contact form, and I would love to take your ideas and suggestions on that. And that's my presentation. Thank you very much.